Hello and welcome to Bargain Subscription Gaming. My name is Rich, and right now we're going to play Return to Grace. I started this a little the other day to try to kind of get a little idea what was going on. They were throwing achievements at me hard and fast, and I thought, I looked at the pictures when I downloaded it, and it all looked like it reminded me of Myst, an old PC game, kind of an adventure game. And when I started playing, it seemed like something like that, except you have a main character who's voiced and she's communicating with the AI from her spaceship. So I'm just going to start playing it, a new game, and we'll just explore this game together instead of me having experienced it all ahead of time. I don't think this was one that would benefit from me.
Stick's not responding.
Previous experience.
Can you take control?
The storm is interfering with my senses.
Hold on.
Impact in 10, 9. Oh, there it is.
Return to Grace.
Addie? Addie, please respond.
The main character's name is Andy.
Everything hurts.
You've been out for nearly an hour.
What's our status, Alan?
We've crashed.
Yeah, I got that.
My hull is intact. Thrusters 2 and 4 are damaged and will require realignment.
So will my back. Can you let me out?
Not before we talk about your suit.
Okay, talk.
I'm reading green on seals, green on batteries. Thermals are, well, not green, but fine, and you have 5.35 hours of oxygen. Maybe 6 if we run the scrubbers hot. But Addie, we've had this discussion before. You won't have
Alan,
enough to...
it's fine. I have a plan.
I'm concerned that...
I have a plan.
Understood.
Now, open the hatch.
The canopy hydraulics are not responding. You'll have to pull the manual release.
I don't know if I like that you see like the little bit of spaceship helmet on your, or space helmet on the bottom of the screen. I mean, it definitely adds to the immersion, but it also takes up a little portion of your screen.
Seriously? This stupid piece of junk.
I'm right here.
Ugh.
They didn't stint on the voice acting. I mean, these are actors, not like just
Visibility's
people who
terrible.
worked in the office.
Any sign of the spire?
I'm not picking up anything new. Just the original beacon signal. You'll need to use your wayfinder to locate an entry point.
There's our
There is one.
All right. Let's figure out where
We
you're
got
at,
this little
Grace.
green dot on
You
our
know the beacon could be anything.
compass thing on our
A
little
relay station.
almost
200
Fallout looking
distinct oral
wrist
histories can't be
thing.
wrong, Alan.
I also
Here.
like when your ship talks to you, you get the little face
Can't
on
believe
the
storm. Where would this have come from?
on the Fallout
There
looking
is record
Pip
of
Boy. I'm
ancient
gonna call it a
Earth
Pip Boy.
on the moons. I think it's safe to assume that Ganymede is not an exception.
I like the colors on it too, not your normal sterile spacesuits you'd find in most other games. You know, the grays and the whites.
There's something man-made here.
Well, you seen that my wish list has something on sale. That's funny.
It's like a weather station or maybe a seismic station. Looks the era of that relay from the Dawes Sea dig. It's at least 700 years old, Alan.
This is Bargain and Subscription Games, and I'm always looking at the bargains.
There's a little bridge here. There wouldn't be much sense of building this if we weren't within walking distance of the spire.
By all estimates, the beacon is within 400 meters.
This looks climbable.
Either teaching you in context, hit A to climb, hit A to do this. Basically just using A for everything so far.
Which way here?
It doesn't matter. Little dots pointing this way. There's another little bridge.
Oh no!
Almost looks like he got brained.
What happened?
That wouldn't
Fell
have been
into a
good.
stupid fissure. Looking for a new way to reach the spire. Or at least someplace where it will be easier to find my body.
Joke about that. Can you climb up that? I didn't try before. No. So you pretty much, you're on rails here, for at least for this beginning part. I did not get much further, and by there I had already gotten like I think 2 or 3 of the achievements. I thought it was funny. They're like, oh wow, they're just throwing points at you. Squeeze.
Looks a little tight. It's opened up
We
again.
have more. Now this probably is another missable one, which is station exam, and you could walk by it. If you examine,
station.
it gives you an
Too
achievement
close
for
together to be weather
looking at
stations.
both of them.
So seismic then. Icequakes would be the risk of building here. So it makes sense they would track activity. The surface temperature is dropping. We can't maintain your thermals much longer.
We're close. I can feel it.
I wish I shared your optimism.
Oh my god. This has to be it.
Here
What are
is
you
the
seeing,
spire.
I'm looking at what must be the spire superstructure. There's a destroyed surface ladder. I'll need to find another way in. I can't imagine how something this big has gone undetected for this long.
A 500-year-old storm?
I don't know. Doesn't seem possible. I can see an exhaust port that might be low enough to jump to.
Yeah, but you have to wait for her to finish talking to be able to jump. Oof.
Did you make it, Eddie?
I'll let you know in one
oof.
sec.
She's very colorful.
I'm in. All right, Grace.
See your shadow.
Let's
You're
find out what you've
definitely,
been up to for the past 900 years.
female form, at least in shadow. Thin woman. Crawl. Then fade to black. Get a little loading icon down there at the bottom of the screen.
Hope my light still works.
Toggle my flashlight. Hey.
We
Enter the
should see
shadow.
this spooky tunnel I'm in, Alan.
And why would I want that?
Come on, you're not excited?
You crash-landed me in a frozen hellscape and left me for salvage.
10 years of research, not to mention 6 months of spaceflight, are about to pay off.
But at what cost?
Don't ruin this for me.
She's developed a weird relationship with her spaceship. Vent fan.
Looks like the
examine.
tunnels can be air sealed. I'm guessing large parts of the station could be pressurized. Looks like a bit of a labyrinth, but I'm still picking up the signal ahead.
And you can still hear me?
Loud and clear, buddy. I'm looking at a pretty hefty blower. For venting, maybe?
Or for the production and movement of air?
Which means more than a few people used to live here. These can't be powered. Must be airflow in the tunnels. I have to say, there's more atmosphere than I was expecting.
Not nearly enough to survive.
Okay, they want me to go that way. But as a video
Structure
game
looks to be in decent
nerd,
condition.
Another good sign.
and yeah, it's all sealed up. That's all sealed up. Okay, so no, they're not rewarding my.
Everything about this place looks 30th century to me. It's the
Oh,
right
30th
era,
century,
the
of
right
course.
size.
Don't say it, Addy. We've had our hopes dashed before.
Just to go that way, but I am going to look this way because I can. That's this. There is a gap. I can squeeze through. We're gonna squeeze through the gap. You know, I didn't even think about this. If something like grabs me and kills me in this, then I'm suddenly in a jump scare game. This is going to be one of the shortest videos I've ever done because I don't play that. I do not do jump scares. I do not want to be scared or thrilled or anything. This kind of reminded me of Aliens right now with the bleep bleep. What's this? Broken fan. Examine.
This one's broken. I think I can crawl through.
Examine.
Jeez. That's gotta be over 15 meters.
And if gravity here is 1/6 of that on Earth, then a 15-meter fall here would be the equivalent of falling less than 3 meters at standard G, which you've mastered a couple of times already on the moon's surface.
He's saying I can take a big fall.
Ah, it's probably fine.
I could calculate outcome probabilities based on previous drop impacts if you've already jumped, haven't you?
Yes, I have. You could probably survive that, but I could calculate it.
Gosh, I hope this is the right way.
Yeah, I would hope so too. Otherwise, you're stuck in a shaft way down in the middle of nowhere. Shuffling. Oh, how it says shuffle. I can stop. And then I can shuffle.
Oh boy, this is slick.
This is like,
Oh no.
there we go. Look at the tiles. It's all pretty.
Whoa.
And there's
Are
some
you
big
hurt, Abby?
machine.
I'm working on it. The structure
There's
is
a door
enormous.
behind us.
This has to be the Gray Spire, Alan.
And there it is. The perfect setup for disappointment.
Found the beacon.
Ah, we got some nerd points. This means something. Oh, 2001. Isn't that the Space Odyssey, or is it? Oh, it's Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where he's sitting there making the pile of potatoes and he goes, "This means something."
The transmitter is on some sort of console.
It must be part of a control network for the megastructure.
You think we can make a connection here?
Theoretically, if you run a scan, I can attempt to connect.
Scan.
The interface language is quite old and sophisticated, but we should be able to calibrate your computer to interact. You can use your gyroscope to sync with the terminal. I have the first calibration position. The meter will indicate when you are close.
Oh, you just move your left thumbstick around so you.
Watch the meter closely and move your hand slowly to find the position.
Ah, we
First
found it.
position is locked. Second calibration position is out.
Oh, that's kind of poo. Making you sit there and balance
That's
your
true.
hand
And here's
around.
the final position.
I mean, it's kind of neat you're using your analog stick like that, but that entire...
That's it. We're in.
We are connected.
Accessing the network now. Oh,
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Shit. Alan, you there? Alan?
Hello.
Ha!
A visitor. Let's have a look.
Where's Alan? Who is this?
Who is this? Who are you? Entering a home without knowing its host.
Are you... Grace?
Good question. I'm not entirely Grace. I'm running on just a small part of her logic processing.
Grace is still here.
And what brings you here?
My name is Adamari Ito. I'm an explorer.
I must apologize, Adamari. It would appear I have lost much of my capacity. I cannot see very far beyond the room we are in.
I've lost connection with my ship's AI.
You won't need Alan here. I can show you around.
Will
You
be able to let
don't
me out of this
need
room?
your friends.
Of course.
I'm
But
your
until we are
only
able
friend
to restore
now.
power to the station, I will require your assistance. There should be a manual winch set in the floor at the foot of one of the sliding doors.
Manual winch. The foot of one of the sliding doors.
Look for a hinged floor grate at the foot of one of the doors.
You are not hinged.
is set in the floor below
This
one of
must
the
be it.
Oh, she's gonna keep
Working the
talking
winch
too.
will open the door.
Do you know where Grace has been all this time?
Grace went somewhere?
She's been gone for hundreds of years.
I am running on a very old server. My memories predate the completion of the Grace Spire.
Grace ushered in humanity's golden age. Peace across the system, booming interplanetary trade, scientific marvels, colonies beyond the orbit of Neptune. And then she was gone, and it all fell apart.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Well, you're a lot more than an archaeologist usually gets.
More nerd
The
points.
first step to restoring Grace is to bring the
They'll
Spire's
never
power system
take
back
our
online.
freedom. Oh my
do it.
goodness.
I'll light the
They
way.
do like to use those movie references, huh? The tech looks like something out of like a 1960s or 70s science fiction. Look at this stuff.
What do I do here?
This is a security panel. I am decrypting the pattern now. Ah, yes. Simple enough. You'll need to light up 9 buttons, forming a square at the center of the panel.
Oh no.
Okay. The 9 buttons in the center.
That is what I said.
I'm gonna guess that whenever you
If you're not Grace, then what do I call you?
I don't believe there are any identification strings in my base logic that would suffice.
I'll call you Logic then. For now. Till we have a better idea of who you are. And, you can call me Addie.
I will refer to you as Addie, then, until we have a better idea of who you are.
so we can just turn the rest off. I thought it was gonna be one of those ones where like if you hit ones on the side of it, then it would keep like flipping them. That's the easy puzzle. I'm betting you get another one later where it's something like I mentioned, where they keep flipping and it drives you a little bit crazy
So
as
what
you're
exactly are you?
trying to figure out
The station's
how to get...
emergency server had defaulted to Grace's original logic processing,
God,
That's
look at
me.
this.
as you've suggested. The
Absolutely
server can
is
also run a
somebody's
program dedicated to the
some
control of
retro
human structure,
sci-fi.
and a third system dedicated solely to empathizing with and understanding humans. When power is restored, Grace's primary servers should come online, and we will become some small part of Grace's consciousness. Go ahead and activate the elevator.
This looks like metallic rock.
The power station is set into the Spire's foundation stone.
The foundation stone would have been an asteroid, right?
Most certainly. About 50 cubic kilometers, from what I can recall.
Amazing. Most accounts of Grace's origins talk about an asteroid being pulled from the heavens. Makes sense. There wouldn't be any construction resources on Ganymede and nothing to anchor the structure.
We're on
Can't
Ganymede.
imagine the effort it would have taken to redirect an asteroid that big. We don't do anything like that today. Can you open this?
With some difficulty. I will need to direct power from logic to control processing. And I will not function at the same cognitive level until full power is restored.
What do you mean, at the same level?
Good luck, Addie.
Oh, we're losing the brain. My friend will not be able to help me.
You still there?
Where would I have gone?
You sound a little different.
Just stronger. The voice of control resonates through the very walls of the structure. I shall start the turbine after you prime the generators that open the spillway.
And this turbine still works?
It worked before, and it will work again. You shall find the generators on the platform at the other side of the room.
Alrighty.
Little coils. There's some sort of crane there. Am I gonna have to move stuff? Very neat.
So, why do you need me to start these?
Tradition. A time-honored failsafe of including human hands in the operation of this station.
Oh, prime a generator. Oh, I gotta pull it down, don't I? Wrong thumbstick. I gotta use my thumbstick. I'm trying to get a drink in, and he's just standing there.
So, do you share memories with the logic processor?
Indeed. We are all part of Grace. Aspects of her infinite power. Shadows of what was, and promises of what will be. I was the light that shone in the darkness. I was the hand that divided the firmament. The turbine has failed us.
That's not good.
I must call upon you to cast out the wicked instrument,
The what?
the broken turbine. You must go to it now.
Alright.
I'm gonna guess we have to go up here to this thing. Okay, it's crane. I can't do the crane. It says go to the turbine. How do I go to the turbine? Y'all don't make any of this easy. Ah.
Going down. I'm safe to be down here, right?
You shall not be harmed. You must uncouple the safety latches.
That sounds unsafe.
It is not.
This is gonna be unsafe. That thing's gonna drop and like there could be a huge vacuum or something, right? That's my guess.
You must now go to the magnetic crane.
This seems, I mean, in some ways a little bit like Myst,
You're
and that
sure
there's
I'll
this
be able to fix this?
adventure thing, but it's
If
also
you trust
like
in my word.
so far there's no way I could have failed any of this. So just how well can you follow directions? Upright. Used to work in a warehouse.
You
steel
must
warehouse.
first cast out the old turbine.
And I did a bit of crane work.
Now
there.
cast aside the wretched unit.
Thinking we're putting it here. Is that the wretched unit?
Now you shall place the new turbine.
Our friend over here. Yeah, it's a lot easier than the crane. You know, when I had 10,000 pounds on a dual hooks and stuff back in the day.
Everett?
The light, it hurts.
Hello?
Everett, is that you?
Grace?
Everett.
Behold my
Creepy ghost
power.
voices.
What's happened?
I am reborn. Humanity will once again flourish in the brightness of my glory.
This isn't right. Our processing has not combined. Grace has not been restored.
I think she was here for a moment. She was calling to someone. Do you know who Everett is?
No. With power restored, my mind is clearer, sharper. But I could not tell you who Everett is.
You must leave this place at once. Return to your vessel and spread word of my return. From Sol's fiery core to the icy Kuiper expanse, all must know.
I've hijacked the volume control. I don't feel like this is going to be a short commandment. We'll see how long before he notices.
It took me nearly a year to get here. I want to know if Grace can be brought back.
There is more complex to explore if you head back to the control room through which you entered. We should determine where in the megastructure my central processors are located. Perhaps along the way you may learn more about this Everett.
I forbid you to linger a moment longer.
And he's back.
Like a divine comet, dive from the outer reaches and spread light and understanding to the inner
Please.
worlds.
I'm not leaving.
And you were showing such promise.
Come on, let me examine
Do
the
you know what
card.
these are?
I have no record. They are likely parts to support the workings of this station.
They're cartridges.
Empty. Something's been here. Kind of slow movement in this one. Afraid I'm going to hit 30 minutes without having accomplished too much, and we may have to do a second episode of this one. We may have to do a full playthrough. I don't know how long this game is. It is kind of a neat little adventure, though. Just make it a whole let's
So,
play
are
in
there any
30-minute
accounts as
chunks.
to
Or
why Grace was shut
oh, we'll
down
see how
in the
big the
first
file
place?
is.
There's
Might be
no
able to play a little
electronic record
longer.
at all. That would have been lost during the Great Dark Age.
Dark Age?
Much of humanity's record keeping would have been managed by Grace. So, when she went down 900 years ago, so did the ability to record what happened. The research that led me here was based on oral histories mostly, and some artifacts we uncovered on Earth and Mars. Relay devices that were once connected to Grace's network.
Then we share an interest in shedding light on
Gary
this Dark
thought that
Age.
humanity would leave all of its record keeping, all of its technology in one place and leave it all up to one thing.
From what I can tell, there is some sort of transit system on the other side of the control room, which should lead you to the other parts of the spire.
Excellent. So we've come this way, and they're saying you can go across now to the other way.
I will illuminate the door leading to this transit system.
Look, there's another one of these little puzzles. I bet this one's harder. I bet this one is...
Alas, I require your nimble fingers again.
Alright, what's the pattern?
Another easy one. The Phoenician letter Taw.
Who would know that?
I don't know. Perhaps an archaeologist? How about the Greek letter Chi?
Do I have to look up Greek letter and
The
Phoenician?
Roman numeral 10?
Okay.
Roman numeral 10. Alright, so X.
I'm doing okay. Listen, I was just renewed my ancestry thing, and they changed their plan a little bit. They say you can put like 4 people on it for the same thing. So I'm going to send you a thing, an invite to it, and you can set up your own account, and you can do it whatever you want.
Got it.
Alrighty.
This is not the way to your ship.
Do you believe Grace could have done something to cause humans to turn on her?
Like what?
Doing okay.
Like
I got
becoming
plenty of
too
very well.
overbearing?
Humans would have been given no reason to question my bearing.
I guess so.
It's one of my theories, yes?
Yeah, I gotta take a little time.
Oh, look at
This must be the main
this.
entrance. I'm
Look
guessing
at
the landing
all
pad
of
is on the other side of the big
this.
doors.
That's correct, Addie. Though the pad appears to be buried under meters of ice.
I'm going to
What are
examine
these
this
for?
machine.
They appear to be terminals for processing visitors to the spire, but they no longer store any useful information.
Oh, I will. It's just
This is reception area.
I just have a question for you.
There is the way up,
I didn't get a card from Pat.
and there is...
How is she doing? Do you know?
This looks Olympian or Neo-Egyptian. The triangle must represent the spire. Beautiful, don't you think?
Aliens.
matter
It was
if it's
all done
beautiful?
by aliens.
That's another way to see it, sure.
And that's probably a good place to stop this particular episode, staring at the ancient aliens that we put in charge of humanity. I'm going to record a second one of these soon. I may do it right now. If there's any more games on Game Pass or on PS Premium you'd like me to cover, let me know. And thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends.
What's going on?